We're here launching the Yin and Yang collection, which is our first signature sneaker of Unis Brands at New York Sustainable Fashion Week. What's really cool about our footwear is actually how we make our footwear. We start with junk plastic bottles, either from a recycling plant or landfills. We're able to then craft the uppers of the shoes, as well as 3D print the soles.
And there you have your finished shoe.
My name is Nicholas Unis, and I'm the CEO and founder of Unis Brands. We create fully sustainable 3D printed footwear from start to finish, and this is my hustle.
We're here at the Unis Brands facility in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. When I was in high school, I started customizing shoes, and from the customizations, it led to one big customization with a wrapper, and that wrapper was Riff Raff. This was originally a Jordan 5 Fire Red, so this upper was all white. So I ripped that apart, added the black satin leather, added the number, which wasn't originally there, as well as his logo overlaid on the back. And we were supposed to put this on eBay, and within 24 hours, it actually hit a little over $1 million. And Nike hit us with a cease and desist order.
Nike gave us a cease and desist and said, hey, that's our shoe. So when that happened, Nicholas decided, you know what, I don't like that feeling of maybe getting sued. He said, I'm going to make my own brand. And that's what started the ball rolling with his own brand. And the way he made his own brand was 3D printed.
This is our first version of our 3D printer. And at the time, I went to a couple of the large companies and asked essentially if they would help us. So would they have a 3D printer that could do what we wanted? Could they print a flexible filament at a high consistency and quality? And the general consensus was no. So I decided to go ahead and be able to make my own printer. I learned how to build a 3D printer from the internet, just going on different articles as well as YouTube and forums.
My wife had just broken a cookie cutter. I said, hey, Nicholas, can you come out and help me unload this truck? He said, just give me 1 minute. And he 3D printed a cookie cutter that she broke. And by the time we went out and came back in, it was done. And she could finish making her cookies, which I thought was like, were you kidding me? This is unbelievable.
It doesn't really end with the shoes. I constantly printing Christmas and birthday presents. So I actually printed my mother an incense holder. So I'm actually going to design her a new version of this where I'll split the model into 10 or 15 different pieces. The traditional FDM printer lets you print in one solid color, whereas the new kind of techniques that you're able to do can feed in the 4 different colors, and you can maybe make this a blue color or actually make his head skin color. And we have our 22 3D printers set up. We started working with Mosaic with their palette 2, and essentially you can feed in 4 different colors and it'll splice it and cut it. So whatever you're designing, you could actually design and have the appropriate colors as you're printing it. Once your shoe is printed, we take the midsole and then we're able to adhere it to the outsole. And then we will go through and add a finishing edge to this, as well as then pressing and adding the logo, and then your shoe's ready to be shipped out to you. Right now, we're contracting companies out to then recycle the plastic, make it into a thread. We're then able to use that thread to either 3D print or 3D knit the entire shoe. We are working on 2 different projects with Penn State to do that all in-house. So we're trying to keep everything we do on the path of sustainability. And one of the big things that I was learning in school is a closed supply chain loop, which practically doesn't exist. And that's something that we're really trying to create. And one of the really cool things about our packaging is they're actually packaged in a recycled cardboard tube. Essentially, once you're done wearing your shoes, you could send them back to us. We're able to completely break them down and rip them apart, make them into a new pair of shoes, and you're able to get a discount off of future purchases. We were contacted for Fashion Week approximately 2 months beforehand. I think it was a great opportunity to get a lot of customer feedback as far as them being able to actually try the shoes on, take a couple steps, see how they really like the shoes.
So I wasn't expecting it to be as flexible or as comfortable, and so I was surprised by that. And then they're also super lightweight, which I was not expecting at all, which is awesome.
People were actually very pleased with how it was wearing, pleased with the comfort level, as well as the whole idea of how we're sustainable, going from a plastic junk ocean bottle to a finished shoe that you can wear.
I just love the idea that it's made of tire or recycled bottles and plastic, and
Great stuff.
So our next step would be finding a celebrity to partner with and being able to really push out not only our brand, but their brand, as well as being able to be a rival to Nike, Adidas, Under Armour. And I think we can because of our technology, as well as our kind of, at least my background, as well as the people that I'm adding to the team's background, that I think we will be able to bring a strong energy to the table that Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour really just are lacking on right now. Okay, so these are some of the pairs of shoes that I have been collecting. I'd like to start with this first pair here. These are Ferris Bueller Dunks, and they are modeled after the Ferris Bueller outfit that he wore when he was actually in the city during the parade scene. This next pair I've had actually probably 3 or 4 different times, and this time I'm actually keeping them. And these are the LeBron 11s. This is Darrelle Revis's signature shoe, and Darrelle Revis is actually from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, which is where we are currently. And this is number 181 of 224, so this was an extremely limited release, and it has Aliquippa as well as the Revis Island logo actually stitched into the sole, which is really cool. Thank you for watching my episode of My Hustle. Make sure you subscribe to Whistle down below, as well as follow Unis Brands on Instagram, and you can check us out at www.unisbrands.com.